We all know that as soon as a camera starts rolling, you're not as relaxed as you usually would be, because just a funny slip of the tongue, a slipped article of clothing, or any other embarrassing moment can be captured forever. Exactly these moments we'll present you in this video. Welcome to Wonderlane, today with embarrassing and awkward situations that happen like this, in sports, on TV shows, or stage performances in front of a running camera and broadcast live. Enjoy the video. Let's move on to an embarrassing moment that happened at a presentation of the EA game developer. At this E3 gaming presentation, the YouTuber Jesse Wellens was supposed to present the newest part of the racing game series Need for Speed, to explain what the fans of the series could expect. Actually, the American YouTube star is known for his prank videos and real-life vlogs. He's always very confident in front of the camera, but during his appearance at this game fair, he really stumbled. So at first, he noticed that he was filmed and then had a complete blackout. He couldn't remember anything he wanted to say about the game, but see for yourself.
What up, guys? Thank you for having me, EA. If you guys don't know who I am, my name is Jesse Wellens, and I am a YouTube creator. So I am here to talk about Need for Speed Payback. If you guys didn't know, Need for Speed Payback, yeah, it's a great game.
In order to not embarrass himself completely, Wellens quickly called in the producer of the game, who was also visibly surprised. Even the fact that the YouTuber changed his name didn't make the situation any better.
I got my boy Marcus, executive producer here. He is the producer of the game. Thank you, Nick, for having me.
Hey man.
Let's turn now to television and a news broadcast that went completely wrong. On the Russian channel called Mir24 TV, the news anchor Iona Lenart was reporting on the day's events and wanted to switch to an outside reporter. While she was moderating, a strong panting sound could be heard in the background, and Lenart suddenly realized that she was not alone at the desk.
России Владимир Путин по итогам совместного заседания Госсовета. Проголосовать за снос включенного в программу реновации дома.
Next to the newscaster, there was also a dog in the studio. However, not entirely to Lenart's delight, because she's rather a cat lover.
У меня тут собака. Ага, можно будет через интернет или в районном отделении МФС. Артем Васнев расскажет подробнее. Что у меня делает собака в студии, ребят? Я вообще кошатница. Я кошатница, я люблю кошек.
Instead of the broadcast being interrupted, however, the newscaster then continues with the moderation as usual. Let's continue with a moment that took place in November of 2019, during a presentation of the electric car manufacturer Tesla. There, Elon Musk presented the futuristic Cybertruck. With features such as a solid steel housing and bulletproof armored glass, it is almost reminiscent of a military vehicle. To show how rugged the car is, Musk then invited his chief designer, Franz von Holzhausen, to join him on stage. He's holding a metal ball in his hand, which he's about to throw with full force against the window. But the test goes completely wrong.
Oh my fucking god. Well, maybe that was a little too hard.
However, Elon Musk and von Holzhausen took the fail in a relaxed manner and can even laugh about it. Afterwards, they planned a second throw at the rear window to prove that the glass can actually withstand heavy loads. And so they tried again.
Oh man, it didn't go through. Alright. Not bad.
Even though the glass shattered both times, the action was not as embarrassing as one might think. Musk and his team managed to play it cool, and the high level of media attention meant that interest in the futuristic truck was so high that it was quickly ordered by the public. Next, let's move on to a product presentation that went horribly wrong. We are talking about the Apple keynote from 2017, where the technology company just presented the new iPhone X. The smartphone was the first Apple phone that could just be unlocked with the user's face, and you no longer had to scan your own fingerprint. At the presentation, Apple's chief engineer Craig Federighi wanted to present exactly this new feature, which he even describes as revolutionary. But when Federighi demonstrated the function for the first time, there was no sign of a revolution.
Here is iPhone 10. Now, unlocking it is as easy as looking at it and swiping up. And, you know, let's try that again. Ho, ho, ho. Let's go to backup here.
The phone didn't unlock at all and made Federighi look pretty old. Only when he uses a replacement phone, the unlocking function returns to normal. The glitch quickly attracted media attention, but in the end, Federighi managed to present the new function with a working device. It was only an embarrassing moment and had no impact on sales figures. For our next embarrassing moment, which happened on camera, we move on to Romania. More specifically, to the Romanian television show Prieteni de la 11. In the show, the hosts Florin and Diana regularly present new youth trends, such as the latest music or unusual fashion trends. They are often supported by their studio assistant Ramona. She is then testing outfits and presents with them live on the show. 2 years ago, the 28-year-old presented a very short crop top shirt and explained that this was the latest fashion trend. Moderator Florin, however, could hardly remain serious with such a short top, and then approached his colleague. Without asking, Florin briefly lifted the top of the studio assistant high and almost exposed her in front of the running camera. Ramona played over the embarrassing moment very well afterwards, but even if something like that in other parts of the world would have probably cost every presenter his job, in Romania, almost no one was bothered by it. The A1 channel on which the show is regularly broadcast has a number of numerous formats that are mainly about revealing clothing and naked skin. Such embarrassments are unfortunately not uncommon. That's it with our video. Which of these TV moments did you find the most embarrassing? Write it in the comments. We're really excited. And see you next time, here at Wonderlane.